Boom! And we are live with another episode of the Brown Water Banter podcast. My name is Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
That's right. We got a great show for you this evening. We have Samantha in the studio. She's going to be talking to us about some really cool summer camps that, let me read it because I don't want to mess it up. USM's Gulf Coast Research Labs Marine Education Center. Nailed it. I got the whole thing right.
That was a mouthful.
I know it was. I did pretty good. I'm pretty proud of myself on that one. But yeah, we're going to be talking about that. A lot of cool summer camps. If you're you got kids looking for something to do this summer, we're going to dive into that. It's all outdoors, and I mean, couldn't get any better than that, right? But before we do, let's jump into maybe you're looking for a great local dentist, Joey. Maybe you don't know where to go. Maybe you'd like to book an appointment, but you don't know who to call.
Well, I do.
We got that problem solved for you. Dr. Robbie Williams, right over here in Ocean Springs on Washington Avenue. Southern Magnolia Smiles, man. Look no further. All you got to do is check them out on Facebook or Instagram at Southern Magnolia Smiles. Or you can go to their regular website at www.southernmagnoliasmiles.com and check out what they do. You can see the staff. And when you're ready to make that appointment, all you do is jump on the phone, dial 228-215-1202 and make that appointment. You won't regret it.
Nope.
We both use Dr. Robbie Williams. We've known him for a very long time, man, and we couldn't be prouder that he's part of the show and a sponsor. So go check him out. Hill Tree Marketing. We just had Jesse on a couple episodes back, man. That was a good one. If you didn't see it, go check it out. He's got a great story about how he built out his team. If you are looking for the dream team during COVID, while the world was melting down too, if you're looking for anybody that can do IT work for you, maybe your business needs a website built, maybe you need some networking hooked up, maybe you don't know where to start. Jesse and his team here at Hill Tree Marketing, they can take care of it for you. Just jump over to hilltreemarketing.com. Take a look at all the businesses that he's worked with. He's got examples and links to their websites. It's some brands I know you're going to be familiar with. Or if you want to just take it straight from the horse's mouth, go over to brownwaterbanter.com and look at our award-winning.
He said award-winning
website that he built for us, man. We couldn't be prouder. We couldn't be happier. Jesse's got it. He's like a one-stop shop, man. He's got photographers, videographers, aerial drone cinematography. He can do it all for you and point you in the right direction to make your website look professional. Moving right along, Joey, I think we're going to hit up here what Ocean Springs Marine Mart has a tournament coming up. Tell us a little bit about it, Joey. What you got?
It's this weekend. Captain's meeting is actually Friday, across the street.
Huh? Hit some dates just for people.
Right across the street from Mr. Kenny's down there at the bait shop. Of course, he's putting it on.
So what night is the captain's meeting?
Captain meeting's Friday.
That'll be June the 3rd.
Correct. And you got the fishing Saturday weigh in at 3, fishing Sunday weigh in at 3, and I think it goes all the way to 7's got live music, live bands.
That's June 4th and 5th for everybody listening.
Pull the other graphic up.
Yep. Okay. Right here.
Yep. That right there. If you might look familiar, the artwork, that's our buddy Craig Brumfield from Ocean Springs. That's the shirt this year. This year they're dedicating it to Dennis Mines. And who was the other one?
Michael Secool.
Yeah, Mr. Mikey Secool. Yeah. They added a black fish division this year for Dennis. If you've been around fishing, you should know who Dennis is. Big black fishing, big cobia guy. They're going to do a plaque, some Costa sunglasses, and I think even Brumfield's got a poster, a print of a blackfish. It's going to be a good time. So Mr. Kenny hates to wear memorials, so we'll do remembrance of those two guys. Have bands, cold beers, anything you want to hang out. They got food down there. We're going to be down there with some merchandise, so come hang out. On another note, if you go down there and register with Mr. Kenny today, throughout the week, Friday, put Brown Water Banter at the top of your registration form and send us a picture of it. Email is brownwaterbanter@gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram, like that. And we're going to give away a free hat for all the people. All you got to do is register and put our name. Just write the name, Brown Water Banter, at the top of the registration. Take a picture of it and send it to us. And everybody who does that is getting put into a hat drawing. And Saturday, we're going to give that hat away. So
there you go. I like that, man. Yeah, just write it at the top of your form. Take a picture and tag us in any way, whether you email it directly to us or tag us on any of the socials. We will see it, and that'll be your entry. We didn't mention it, but there's an inshore division, Joey, that has a $50 entry fee per angler, and the offshore division has a $100 entry fee per angler. Cash prizes, if I can squint and read that, looks like $1,500 for first place on the offshore. And I'm thinking that says 800 for most of the first place categories on the inshore. I see redfish category, a speckled trout category, flounder, like Joey said, blackfish, and then offshore I'm seeing cobia and snapper. Right. So you got to go, Joe. You said they got to go in to register at Ocean Springs Marine Mart. Is
the
that
captain's
correct?
meeting Friday. Yep, that's
right.
it.
You can't do it online.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you just go into the the bait shop, go register.
For more info, call 228-875-0072. So if you want to check that out, looks like FEB Distributing is a part of that as well. It's going to be a good time, man. Live music.
The weather's going to be beautiful.
Yep. So go check it out.
Yep.
All right. So let's dive into all things summer camp. So Samantha, tell us, first of all, tell us your background. We always like to start there. So you've been a teacher, you were telling us, for a little while now.
Yep. So I have 12 years in the science classroom and taught middle school science, and 1 year of third grade reading.
Okay.
And between North Mississippi, South Mississippi, kind of all over the state. And so love that education field. That's what I do right now. I'm a PhD student in education research, evaluation, statistics, and assessment.
What college are you going to?
USM.
I was hoping you were going
to the top.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I graduated with my undergrad from state, and so huge Mississippi State.
How does that? How do you reconcile those two loves?
I mean, you grow, like you have your first love,
right?
And now it's like this is the next logical step.
Okay, all right. I graduated from USM myself.
So you went from cow pastures to the beach.
No, yeah.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team. So that's great. So background in education, and then I was asking you when I was typing everything up. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard of the USM's Gulf Coast Research Lab, but when I read Research Lab and then Marine Education Center, I didn't know if that was two separate entities, but it's not, you're saying.
Yeah. So way back, like 1985 on the point in Biloxi, there was the J.L. Scott Marine Education Center. And so
I think everybody remembers that one.
Yeah.
By Gornflow.
Yes, pre-Katrina.
Yeah. Pre-Katrina had the whale skeleton in it. Everything's great. And then that was the Marine Education Center. That we're the same entity that was in that building. Katrina washed it away, and we were kind of homeless for a little while. And so we were located actually at the research lab in trailers like everybody else was. And so 3 years ago, we had our new facility built, and it's built to LEED standards and environmentally friendly and all this eco-conscious. And so we at the Marine Education Center, our role in the Gulf Coast Research Lab is to take the research that's being done there and disseminate it to the public in different ways.
It's like the PR arm of what's going on.
Kind of a little bit. Yeah. Okay. It's like because scientists use big words and you can't really understand what they're saying. And so we take those big words and we make it easy for everybody else.
Just digest it out too.
Yeah.
So the new place is on East Beach, right?
The new place is in Cedar Point. So we're inside the National Seashore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's we have a campus there. It's our aquaculture center is there. And so USM's aquaculture is part of GCRL2, and it's really neat to look that up. And they feed a lot of our high school aquaculture programs.
Okay.
Yeah, like our buddy Brian Butler over at Ocean Springs.
Yep. Him and Angelos work together on that. And so we're where the aquaculture center facility is, but we're just kind of tucked back in the woods. So right there on the bayou.
I love it. I love it. So how do we roll out from that into the summer camp arm?
Yeah. So part of the way that we get that research out is through our summer camps. And we have 4 summer camps this summer, actually. And we have our Center for Fisheries Research and Development, and we've partnered with them for Angler Camp, and Shaggy sponsors our Angler Camp. And so that's basically fishing.
We got that flyer too.
Yeah, I can shoot it up on the screen right here. Let's see. Boom, right there. So you won't see it there. It'll be there behind you in a minute. But yeah, so all 4 of them are listed here. So just go ahead.
Yeah, so Angler Camp is fishing, teaching kids how to fish. We have kids come from everywhere. And so it's like, hey, our Gulf waters are special. The Northern Gulf is really special. And the Mississippi Sound is really unique.
Right.
So you want to fish here. We have fish species that are great here. So come and learn how to do that. We have Shark Head's Shark Fest, which is the Center for Fisheries Research and Development. They're shark researchers. And then Mississippi, I don't know if y'all keep up with this, but we just opened a shark fishery about a year ago. So we actually have a shark fishery in Mississippi. It's being monitored. And so we partner with those researchers to get that data. And then our newest camp is Island Adventure Camp, and it is partnering with the Department of Marine Resources and the National Park Service and taking kids to our barrier islands and Deer Island, because Deer Island is a remnant island, and so it's left over.
State owned, isn't it? Isn't that why it's not a barrier
It's actually private. A lot of it's private owned.
There's portions of it, it's a coastal preserve, and so DMR manages it. Okay. But it's not a barrier island because it's got bedrock and it doesn't move. Barrier islands move and they don't have their bedrock structure's different.
Okay.
And
Did not know that.
Yeah, we're learning stuff.
yeah.
Education center.
Yeah. So Cat, Ship, Horn, Round, and Petty Boy are our barrier islands. And then Louisiana has Chandelier and Alabama has Dolphin.
Right.
So the kids are going to go to Cat Island, Deer Island, and Dolphin Island to learn about those different island structures because they're kind of all neat and special. And then our oldest camp, 35 years, Sea Camp.
There you go.
So that's where we kind of hook them and get them to love marine biology, starting first grade all the way through sixth grade, and just take them in the field. They get to go kayaking. They get to go to Deer Island. And so just get them on the water.
Yeah, it's awesome. So what are are they week-long camps? They're
week-long day camps. So Monday through Friday, but from 7:30 to 3:30, drop them off, pick them up, send them with a lunch.
You hear that, parents?
Yeah.
7:30 to 3:30. You better be there at 3.
I was like, we're going to get them all tired out for you.
And
wet and dirty and send them home.
There you go.
That'll work.
That'll be great.
And sounds like in the sun, so they'll be good and tired when they get home. They're going to want to take a nap, go to bed early that night.
For sure.
Yeah, and they'll be outdoors, like learning stuff too, right?
Yeah, so that's one of our big missions is we're going to take these camps. We're going to teach kids science. We're going to teach them about their environment that they're in, and they're going to have fun while they do it. And so they're actually going to get an understanding of stewardship and an understanding of conservation and an appreciation for what's around them. And they're not stuck on a device. They're not getting it from a screen or
cooped up in a classroom while it's going on, right?
And so it's out doing things, and they're collecting data. And so every piece of information from each of these camps that we collect, we put in a database, but we also share that data with the researchers. So they are participating in community science as a kid that's actually got an impact to people that study this. So it's kind of neat for them to see that transfer of information.
That's pretty sweet.
That's a great way to get them hooked.
So so you start fishing and help the scientists who are going to help you catch fish later.
Yeah.
For sure.
Was that, did we cover all 4 of them? I'll flash that.
Yes.
I didn't want the flyer over the screen the whole time while you were describing it, but I'll flash that again for everybody on the live, and let me pull this banner down too, just so we can see all of it. But so the Island Adventure Camp, the Shaggy's Angler Camp, Shark Heads, Shark Fest, and then Sea Camp, and they're all different dates. So I could read that off if. So let's see. The first one would be.
He doesn't have his glasses on.
Yeah, I got to squint really good. June 6th through the 10th is the Sea Camp. Is that kicking it off? Does that sound correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. And then it's also, so I guess you have like a couple of weeks of it, right?
Yeah.
June 6th through the 10th, June 13th through the 17th, and then June 27th to July 1st. Oh, wow. You got a bunch. July.
Yeah,
all right. It goes all the way through July.
Yeah. June and July.
Yeah. No, we're not going to do that.
We got a camp every week starting Monday and going all the way through.
Okay. Sweet. All right. Cool.
Sweet.
And then
how much staff do y'all have involved in this? I'm sure a lot, right?
Quite a few. I have 15 that we onboarded for the summer, and then we have 3 permanent staff that dedicate their time to summer camp.
Right. So. Now, are y'all like other summer camps? Y'all need bus drivers and stuff like that? Because I know some people still do.
Yeah, I think we might be looking for a bus driver still. So we got a CDL. But as far as like our camp staff, we're full on that, but volunteers, and usually everybody's like, I volunteer. So if you want to volunteer, send an email to the marine.education@usm.edu, and they'll get you the volunteer information.
So you might get to jump on the boat with the kids, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Cool, cool. Oh yeah. No, if you're volunteering, like you're
going,
you're coming with us.
Yeah.
What's the cost like per child?
It varies depending on it. The determining factor is charter rents. Charters are really expensive.
Correct.
We take our shark kids on the Jim Franks, which is our research vessel that we still have to charter even though it belongs to us, because you got to pay for you have to pay for crew and fuel.
And I heard fuel's up right now. Everybody's heard that. I don't know how or why.
I know. Look, that's my I need a charter. Is there a fuel surcharge right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it varies depending on how many times they're going out on the boats. And so I think Sea Camp's like between 300 and 325, depending on where the kids are. And our island camp is 400. Shark is, I don't remember. It's like 500, 525, something like that.
Let me see if I can find it. Shark camp.
Is, the
of
most
course, it's
expensive.
the smallest one.
Yeah, I think it's 525.
525.
They go, they go out on the research vessel with the researchers and tag sharks.
That's
2 days of their summer
And
camp
it looks
week.
like the Shark Fest is 7 through 12 only.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Shark Fest and the angler camps, we keep those
Yep.
to the older kids because, well, hopefully they've gone through at least a week of sea camp, so they kind of know the ropes. Because in sea camp, we teach you these are our local species. This is what they look like as juveniles. This is kind of like all of our like boat safety. And then when they get to high school or middle school, really, they really understand and appreciate this is what I'm like fishing for. This is my target species. This is like why I have to let this fish go because it's not in this limit. And this is why we have limits. And so, and then Shark Fest is kind of dangerous because
there's a lot going on.
Yeah. So we hand line and you're like pulling in. And so you're pulling in this hand line and there's like an 8-foot bull shark. And you're like, okay, like you're going to tag this shark. And to tag the shark, like you have to jump on top of it with, one of the researchers. And they really let the kids, I was kind of surprised because I was like, oh, they're not really going to let them. And no, they're like, come on, like it's safe. We'll let you do it.
That's awesome.
And so it's really neat. We tagged like a 3-foot ray last year. And that was like the biggest one like a lot of these kids had ever seen because like you catch the little guys off the pier, but like the big ones. And so that was neat. And the kids like, I get to tag it. And I was like, yeah, tag it.
Well, you would be surprised living down here where we're at, even adults that have never been to the island.
Oh, yeah.
Never been fishing. And it blows my mind.
Every time.
It's like, what? You've never been where?
What do you do?
I talked to one of the guys that works with me today. He's like, I've been to Cat Island one time. He's like 40-something years old. I said, one time? We live out there. You know what I'm saying? So you get to check all that out, too.
Yeah, we got Angie Holland in the comments said, I love Sea Camp when I was a teen. Really feeds the passion for the coast. So, yeah, definitely people remember that kind of stuff, and it can make them, whether they already were or they've never been out there before, but like fall in love with the outdoors and what we really have to offer here.
Yeah. And that's part of our like goal with it is get back outside, kind of see what's going on, see what's happening. And you get a lot of people that are like, oh, I did that as a kid and now I'm sending my kids or I'm sending my grandkids. And so this generational love for marine biology is really exciting.
What's some of the, you said like the scientists, the researchers, they do their thing and then y'all disseminate it. What's some of the things that you could tell people that, I don't know, I guess the topics that are going on right now that they're studying a lot of that y'all are hearing about?
So right now we have Mississippi Sportfish Tagging Program that Center for Fisheries Research and Development is working on. And they have, it's cobia, speckled trout, flounder, triple tail, redfish. Mm-hmm. There might be another one, but those are the 5 that I remember.
There you go.
And so
it's a live show.
Yeah,
let's go.
I was like, that's the ones. And so flounder especially, you hear a lot of people commenting like post oil spill, there's not a flounder population. Correct. But you also get like other people are like, oh, it's a cycle and, we're just down right now. And then other people who are trying to catch limits on flounder like in the heat of June, and it's just not going to happen because they're a fall fish.
It's definitely been bad, but I think the past 2 years, especially last year, it's been bumping up.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so you'll see there's fike traps on East Beach and Ocean Springs where they take them and they are actually putting acoustic tags in those fish and reading them as they swim past. We have a couple of different acoustic arrays in the Gulf where we're tracking like when the fish swim past that marker.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that seems pretty high tech.
It's really high. Like doing surgery on a fish is really interesting because you keep the water flowing through their gills.
Yeah,
like local anesthesia, but they do like little surgery and they like stitch them up and they put this little bitty like acoustic tracker in them.
So it's not just like the one we're familiar with where they
like
just
a dart
stick them.
tag.
Yeah, like a dart tag.
Mm-hmm. They do have dart tags, not on flounder. On your redfish will have dart tags. Your triple tail will be dart tagged. Your bigger cobia should all be dart tagged also. And then if you get like, that's one thing we teach the kids too. If you catch a tagged fish, that is great. Mm-hmm. We are so excited. Please call and give us the information. Right. We don't care what you do with the fish. If it's like, it's not illegal to have a tagged fish. Just call us and tell us. Because we need the information from that fish.
And you can, correct me if I'm wrong though. If you're just a regular fisherman, Jimmy, Joe, Jane, you can go down there and get the tags. Am I correct on that?
I don't know how they partner with the people that tag the fish. but I can find that information out for anybody who wants it, because they do have people that sign up to do their tagging.
Right. And I think they give you like a punch card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then once you get a punch card, I think they get a shirt.
You
or
get a
something
shirt.
Like that.
And I know like Triple Tail has, I know they do magnets and hats. Like the Triple Tail tagging program has big. Really fancy stuff. I was like, and the others might, I just don't know much about it. But so that's Mississippi Sportfish tagging is going on. So they're doing life studies on these fish, and like, where did they spend their life? How, you know, when is their mating season? When is their breeding season? And they're doing this to inform limits and seasons and seasonality of fish. And you have a lot of historical knowledge when you fish. Like, oh, my dad went to this spot, or I went to this spot, so I'm going to go to this
Grandpa
spot.
GPS.
Yeah. And so you have a lot of that. And you also have, like, we call it field notes that people have. I caught 10 fish in this spot in October, so if I go back in October, I'm going to catch 10 more fish. And so we try to take that understanding and write it down and give it to other people. And so that's kind of what they're doing these life studies for, is to figure out where these fish are going and what are they doing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. One cool thing I like about being live on the show is sometimes the obvious escapes us. And so Josh Dibble, Dr. Josh Dibble in the comments said, if you could post a link to the Marine Camp website so I can get my kids enrolled. Where's the link? Because I'll try to find it while we're talking.
USM .edu/MEC.
All right, let me see if I can find that. Joey, keep it rolling.
So once you get this data, how much of your data actually goes into like the Greater Gulf Fisher Banks and stuff that actually do the limit?
That is going to be a CFRD question. I don't know. I just collect the information and I give it to them. Yep, they take it and they say, okay. So that's like with our angler camp, we teach the kids about how we tag the fish, and we also teach them like why there's limits and what these limits do. We'll have DMR come in and talk to them about that. And so, because I think at my office, I get a phone call every week about flounder, and I get a phone call every week about 14-inch, is it white trout, something? Speckled trout. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't do this.
But you can't keep them. They got to be 15 inches.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't make the rules. I teach people about the rules. So, but I know they work with the fisheries departments to get that information where it needs to go.
So what, any prereqs, do you need any prereqs for these camps? So
No.
like, do you need to know how to swim? We need to do any of that stuff?
We have kids that literally come from across the country. They have no fishing background. Like they've never touched a rod and reel before. So we have those kids show up, but then we have kids that like grew, like I think were born with a fishing pole in their hands.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so they come in.
I know a few.
And so they come in. And so I like both sides of it. One, it's neat to teach kids a progression of fishing. And my like born fishing kids get frustrated because I'm like, you know what? You're going to learn how to use not a spin caster, like the little like spinning, like old, like the little kid reel. And we're going to use a panfish hook and we're going to fish for bait. Like actually, like we're not going to use anything artificial yet. We're going to go old school. And they're like, what? And they hate it because they're like, I can catch a croaker. I'm like, all right, catch a croaker then.
Yeah,
like,
we need
do it.
50 of them.
Yeah. And so they get kind of frustrated because they're like already rigged, ready to go. Like, I'm going to fish, I got my pop and cork ready. And it's like, all right, cool. But can you fish with this? And so one of them last summer, I gave a cane pole and a raisin. I was like, go catch me fish. And so that's like a middle Mississippi. They like joke about, you can catch it.
Get on a rig with some mangrove snapper and have a cane pole. It's a great time.
And so it's just neat to see them. Like we try to expose them to all different types of things. The fly fishing people come out and they do like fly fishing.
Hoss fly? Is that who does it with y'all?
Anita Arguelles.
Right.
It. And so she teaches them all the different flies. And so that's a piece of it is like, what do your fish eat? Like, let's look at this bait. Cast netting. Kids, I was like, oh, everybody knows how to throw a cast net. Everybody does not know how to throw a cast net.
I can throw one poorly.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you put the lead line in your mouth?
Absolutely.
Not the lead, but I bite right by it.
Line,
Yeah.
And so that's what I was like, I can't throw a cast net without putting it in my mouth. But some people are like, oh, I can't do that. I was like, it'll be fine. You'll be fine.
My daughter's a 3-time defending Sea and Sail Camp cast netting
champion.
Yeah, she's a stud. She's got a trophy too, 2 trophies.
That's exciting.
Humble dad brag.
There it is.
I like it. I did drop the links, Josh, in the comments here. The first link is just to the main page, and then scroll down and click on Sea Camp. But then I did 2 of them so far, of the individual, like the Shark Fest and then the Sea Camp. Is the 2 that I got so far. Yeah. But Angie Holland in the comments also says that she still remembers dissecting a shark at camp and making sea stars from plaster.
Sea stars from plaster.
Sea stars from plaster.
Yeah. Plaster sea stars.
She says she still have them on her shelf.
Oh,
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good to know. We still tie dye the Sea Camp shirt because that is a very long standing tradition. They get a white T-shirt with their Sea Camp stuff on it and they tie dye it.
Right.
And everybody was like, because I was like, all right, I'm taking over Sea Camp. And they're like, you can't get rid of the tie-dye shirt. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this year's theme, first, like all camps have themes, is Ultimate Sea Viver. And so the kids are going to learn about the different like creatures that live here. And they're going to have like how they're adapted to live. And they're going to have a championship, like an Ultimate Survivor Challenge.
Sweet.
So that'll be fun for the little kids. And then fishing or angler camp is Heads or Tails. And so talking about sheephead and triple tail, even though sheephead is a winter fish, but
they're still here.
I know.
They're still here.
We caught one in a trawl on the PT. And so it was like the luckiest sheephead alive because we were sitting there and it was in the trawl and we got it and the kids looked at it and we were all like, we could totally keep this, but we caught it in the trawl. So we can't keep this. And so we're like, man, that's the luckiest sheephead ever. Because it would have been great fish tacos.
Absolutely.
So.
It's the base snapper.
Put its pinky up.
Galvanized snapper.
What up, galvanized snapper? What do y'all get to go out on the research vessel a whole lot?
Yeah. So with Shark Fest, we go on the research vessel with the researchers and we pull in hand lines and tag whatever we can tag.
That's as a part of the camp. I just even mean y'all as the education wing.
On occasion, it depends on if they have vessel space.
Okay.
And like we don't do overnight trips with them, but we'll go. We've been on a couple long lining like tagging trips. It depends on where their stations are. So.
You had mentioned earlier about all the like your grandfather used to have a spot or whatever, but through tagging and the acoustic stuff that y'all are doing, you're trying to get a better understanding of where these fish are going, where they're where they start, where do they go, coming back, and then that way we can have better conservation, better laws to help keep these populations alive. We talked to, I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but the guys from Speckled Truth, they're over scattered. Some
Texas,
of them are here, some are in Texas.
Florida,
they're all
here,
over the place, but they have a podcast as well, and they're big on specifically to speckled trout, hence the name. But they track them, and they have all these programs where people can catch them and send in pictures. If you catch one this size or that size, they send you like a decal, and you can register the information to get a better understanding. The same as you're saying with these fish, but they pump the conservation aspect of it, because nowadays we talked about this before on the show with as many people that have boats and with the advent of outboard motors. I mean, what's that been in the last, when the days really be, the 50s or 40s or whatever. I mean, it sounds like
even a jump from a 2-stroke to a 4-stroke.
Correct. And
totally different.
That doesn't sound like that was a long time ago, but really in the scheme of things, it ain't that long. And how it affects the fish populations, like we have to monitor that or we'll destroy them and there won't be anything for people to go out there and see.
Yeah.
So that work is important.
Yeah. And that's where we teach the kids, especially like with oysters, like Biloxi was the seafood capital of the world.
Yes.
I was like, of the whole world. Yes. And now we don't have any harvestable native oyster beds. Like you can't go out there anymore because of a lot of
you just saw the pictures
of
just
like
oyster shells 2 stories high. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And so that's what we teach the kids. Like, hey, this is how the past was. We've got to learn from what we did and what we haven't, done correctly, so that you guys will be able to take your kids fishing.
Right.
And so conservation and stewardship, just being good stewards of your area, your environment. Like you would be amazed. So we do an activity where the kids our kids bring their lunch every day. And so just looking at the plastic that's in their lunch box, it's like single-use plastic.
Right.
And so like being a kid in the late 80s, early 90s, everything was glass. Like, you get glass bottles, and now everything's plastic. And so just kind of being aware of what am I doing? What am I putting out into the environment? And but really teaching the kids, like, you're not going to fix it all. It's not your job. Like, you don't need to worry about the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do as one single person? Like, what little steps can you take? And that's going to add up to big things later.
That's a good message.
And so, yeah, because
well, we live in a disposable world. Everything we have is disposable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Used to be you'd keep something and fix it. Now, right now, if something breaks, I'll get it off Amazon and throw it away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and especially like one thing I taught some kids last summer to repair your cast net. Like, just because your cast net has a rip in it, you just take some monofilament. Like, it's really like not it's easy, but you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Repair your cast net. You know, take care of your gear so that you're not pulling yards of line off of it, you know, or look at, you know, your different like braid. You're not going to use as much braid because you're not going to break as much. Correct. Yeah, you probably don't need braid, you know, if you're going out and catching croaker, but just being aware of things you can do, you know, and that's one thing we're trying to promote with these kids is you have the opportunity, you know, to make choices even as a kid. And those choices can be impactful.
Yeah,
I like that.
And it's a whole lot better.
You got to catch them young.
When you get them little, you can do anything with them. Once they get old and hard-headed, you can't hardly change.
That's right. Splash Match in the comments said every kid on the coast should take advantage of these opportunities. This would have changed my life if I had programs like these available when I was young. Love this stuff. So appreciate the comment. Very much so. But I agree. Yeah, catch them young and teach them the importance of it. And then that way they can be, you know, messengers of conservation. And,
they just pass it on.
That's right.
So it just keeps going on.
Yeah.
So what do we need to bring? So we signed up. What do we need to bring?
You need to bring bug spray and sunblock.
True, that's a good
because it's outside. So we call them adventure camps and sea camp. You're in the water, so you're going to be wet. You might want to bring towels and change of clothes. But
dry fit clothing if you got it right.
Yeah, anything
like the brown water, like the brown water kids fishing shirts.
Yeah,
we have those
available on brownwaterbanter.com. Yes.
Yeah, but you need sunblock for sure. You don't want to send the kids in like tank tops, especially if they're going to be out there all day.
Yeah.
Long sleeve fishing shirts.
A hat is the most probably one of the top like 5 important pieces of clothing that you have to have. Closed-toed shoes. Because if you're fishing, you have to wear closed-toed shoes, and a lot of people
for those
are like
catfish.
Well, for catfish or hooks or oysters or
crab. Everything.
There's
everything.
There's so much that could go wrong.
Now the Crocs count as closed-toed shoes.
Okay, so Crocs. Let me tell you.
I can't wait for this.
In 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive.
If you do have Crocs, they must be in sport mode.
Okay.
4-wheel drive is necessary.
Okay.
But that's when like teaching kids fishing and gear and importance of good gear and Crocs. So if you're trying to reel a fish and you're in the sand, like you're wade fishing.
Oh, you're going to bust your butt.
Yeah. And so are Crocs the best choice? No.
So some water shoes.
But will they work?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Some people would argue that they're not even the best choice for style. But others wouldn't.
I was like, I do have a pair of Croc tennis shoes though that are my water shoes, but they're like laced up like tennis shoes.
Okay,
so,
I didn't even know they made those.
So like some slip-on cheap water shoes will work with a hard sole, and then some shorts,
sleeves, hat, sunblock, lunch,
and
snacks.
Pack your lunch
and snacks.
Yeah, and then do y'all put that on the list? I'm guessing.
Yes.
Bring Cheez-Its, lunch.
There's a handbook, and if you forget your lunch and snacks, I got you. So.
Got your peanut butter sandwich.
There we go.
We can't do peanut butter.
Oh yeah,
allergies. Oh my
God. So I bring a peanut butter sandwich because
we grew up in the 80s and the 90s where you ate the damn peanut butter.
Yeah,
eat the peanut butter.
So that's the best thing ever on boat days is 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yes.
Like
stacked on top of each other.
So yeah.
or fried chicken, or fried chicken and cold beer. I don't know about y'all, but you know that's That's good. I don't know. I like it. This sounds like a great camp, and it's, you know, not only are they going to have fun, but they're going to learn, and that's important, and learn about a great topic like the outdoors in the Gulf of Mexico and conservation. So
yeah, nothing better.
Yeah. You said the website, right? USM.edu/MEC. Yeah. If you go there, you will see, scroll down, and there's a tab you can click on that says camp. It's a little plus button. When you click on that, then all the camps are there, and you can click on each one that you'd like to check out. I threw some of the links in the comments below for the people watching live or on the restream there. But where else can we send them? Y'all have a Facebook page as well, which is the same thing, USM Gulf Coast Research Labs Marine Education Center. It's a mouthful.
Miss it.
Yeah, type that in on Facebook, and it's coming up. Y'all are on Instagram as well, you said?
Instagram as well. It's USM Marine Education Center is our handle on Instagram, and then we're on LinkedIn.
Okay, even better. We're on LinkedIn.
We're on LinkedIn. That's what I was like. I was trying to. I'm pretty sure that
we're on LinkedIn right now.
At the end of the camp, I'm sure you give like little certificates or something like that.
Yeah. So we do certificates. We do awards for like craziest fish caught, biggest fish caught, like those kinds of things, like best casting award, knot tying award, cast netting award. Right. And so
it's a competition. Yeah. You have to be
and so the last Friday of fish camp, Shaggy's comes in and they bring their chef. And so we have the kids, they're in pairs, and each kid learns how to fillet a fish, clean it, fillet it. Like you well, if you're gonna fish, you got to eat.
Yeah, you got to know how to cook it.
And then Shaggy's is going to come in and do cooking instruction. So the kids will learn from a chef how to cook their fish.
Yeah. Big shout out to Shaggy's local business for supporting that kind of stuff too.
See,
so
my grandma always called me lazy because we never ate fish with bones in it, and I said, well, Grandma, if I catch the fish, clean the fish, and cook the fish, how am I lazy? You're the one eating it.
Yeah, there you go.
So you got to know all three. You got to know how to catch, cook, and clean, or catch, clean, and cook
in that order.
Specifically,
because if you did it out of order, that would be weird. It would be weird.
Yeah.
I dig it. What other things do y'all do real quick before we end the show here? What do y'all do besides just a camp? I'm sure that eats up a bulk of your time and planning and stuff, but all throughout the year, people can come in and check y'all out.
Yeah. So our building and facility, we have a suspension bridge, nature trails, a pier, pavilion. We're open to the public Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at the MEC. And then we do field trips. So K-12 field trips. We have like overnight camps, and we get a lot of people from out of state that come to those.
I bet that'd be cool.
Yeah. And so our local schools, we have like a little Coastal Explorer, like 3-hour, 4-hour camp that they can bring their kids to, and homeschool groups, all of that. We do kind of all of it, but we also have like conference spaces and like presentation rooms. So people will like rent out our facilities for conferences and meetings and events and stuff. So it's really pretty.
Yeah. I didn't either. I went back. We went there for Mr. JL. He had the fishing. Did y'all pair up with them in Jackson County?
Potentially. Is it the Oysterman?
No, he had a fishing tournament where he takes kids and he teaches them how to fish.
Oh, that's right. It was an OS though, wasn't it? Where he had
at the I don't know.
Nature trail stuff. What is that?
That's where you're all
the National Seashore.
National Seashore.
Yeah.
Was that
so
pier?
So they're down one down from us.
Oh, okay.
But we're in that area.
Right.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah,
I like it.
A good time. I had been back there in years. Like we used to go there all the time as kids and play at the park, softball, and we do the nature trails, alligators. It's a cool place to bring kids.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. So, go check it out, right? Everybody, go jump on the Facebook, the Instagrams. There's no reason not to go check out the website. And send your kids into something good, man. Don't let them just sit around all summer long. Yeah, sitting on the couch or on the iPad. Like go check it out. Let them have a good time. Send them with their friends. And tell them,
and go volunteer with them.
They
need help. Don't just send your kids. You go with them.
Thanks so much for coming and stopping in with us this evening and chatting with us and talking to us. Anytime y'all got anything going on, it's an open invitation. Yep, this is right in our wheelhouse, and we love it. So we appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching on the live streams and on the replay, and everybody in the audio land, man. We'll keep doing them if you keep listening. See y'all on the next one.